Good day from wherever you're watching and listening to me this morning. I trust you're basking and winning. Have you met you? Have you met you? So that you can work on your talent. Now, dear friends, importantly, the first person in life you need to meet is you. Very often we talk with a lot of enthusiasm, and confidence about all the great people that we have met. But the big question, like I say always, is have you met you? Unfortunately, millions of people go to their grave never really meeting themselves. Consequently, their world never gets to know them. It is no doubt, therefore, in a frankly context to say that the problem of man is not that he dies, but what dies inside of him while he lives. Could it be that people never care getting to meet or to know themselves? Or is it because they are not eager? They probably, some have concluded within themselves, I'm not a big deal, there's nothing really excited about me, so I don't need to meet me. But no, the reason why you are not keen on meeting you is that you have not introduced yourself to your strength. Or could I say you have not been introduced to your strength, your advantages, and your capabilities, in fact. I remember vividly back, then in my mid-high school, I had the ability to sit down within few minutes drafting love letters for my friends, with such a gusto that, when I remember that, I get very amused, and I was so good at it that some of my mates will usually lobby me to write same type of letters for them. Some would prefer to sit down and even listen to my voice elocution and how to use the right words to impress their own friends. Most times use this to impress the ladies they think they like. But I was ignorant of the fact that I had this vessel to be proficient in writing, even though I used to have the urge. It was until my later days, a higher institution, that I realized how inspirational I could be. I'm prompting, permutation of words to make vital meaning. So when I discovered that, I started writing, from poems to putting a few lines for local publication and engaging in public speaking, because I realized I had a strength. When I discovered it, it was utilizable and it was huge. So the truth is that a lot of us are very conversant with our weakness, failures, and limitations, but we seem to know nothing about our strength. Remember, when this happens, the devil works overtime every day to get you acquainted with your limitations. And that's not really a difficult task for him. That's his work. That's what he does. So this is because poor-minded people are like cheap commodities. They are common and they are all over the place. You can't afford to be one of those. So you are just covered with flesh, forgetting there is something locked up within you, which your generation needs and wants. You were created into this world with gifts imputed in you God made that happen. So there's a portion of God that is stuck within you. And if you don't realize it, the world may never get to experience it. You know, at one time, listening to the R&B musician Robert Kelly, popularly known as R. Kelly, during one of his series of interviews, made this statement, and I quote, he said, "I had thought at a tender age that I had no voice for singing until I discovered that I could touch the climax of the world through my voice and tone cunning." If you know about, Robert Kelly, you will know that indeed he had very good voice and words, in his lyrics. So, friend, be up and doing on the fact that you have a treasure within you and is shrouded with flesh. Your talent is your strength. That one thing that you can do joyfully at any time, even without being paid, just being fulfilled, it is your treasure and is concealed even beneath weaknesses of your flesh. The problem most people will encounter is that they have been conditioned most often by their environment to focus on the vessel rather than the treasure. The vessel is your flesh, and it considers the present situation, and the present condition and challenges, yet contains all that you need. The state of the vessel does not devalue the treasure, but most certainly the treasure does add value to the vessel. The Bible told us of a beautiful parable of a man who found a field and discovered that there is treasure somewhere in that field. What did this man do? He rushed back home, sold all that he had, and bought that entire field. Why? Because of the treasure. So you have a responsibility to bring forth the treasure that is within you. The world is waiting for you to unleash it. All of creation is frustrated because there is a dimension of God that is buried within you. You see, because you have a world, you have a generation. You must make a mark. It is time to take your eyes off the vessel and begin consciously to pay attention to excavate what the vessel contains. There is a cosmic cry coming from the bowels of your world. Your world is your sphere of influence. So, there's a cry for you to release the glory within you. It's time to work on your talent. Discover it. Work on it. So like I said, you must meet you first. When you meet you discover there's a talent. There's something only you can probably do. And you can change your world. You can touch your world. When you bring out this in you, every other thing comes with it. The money is required, the influence required, everything comes with it. So I leave you with this beautiful thought this day. Reminisce on it, and I always want to see you at the top. It's Basilo Expression. Have a good day.